Right, team. So today we're just going to talk a little bit about how ventilation is controlled, which relates to 2.1.5. So before we start talking about how it's controlled, we need to know a little bit about respiration. Now we learn about this in a lot more detail in Unit 3 of Energy Systems, but just so that you have a little bit of background knowledge. So cell respiration is the controlled release of energy in the form of ATP. Now if you follow the link there on the PowerPoint, it's a bit of a video about cell respiration for you. So during respiration, carbon dioxide and hydrogen ions are released, and what this does is it decreases the pH of the blood and it makes it more acidic. A little bit more background information. We need to know the difference between aerobic and anaerobic. And as you can see, the main difference is that aerobic respiration produces ATP in the presence of oxygen, whereas anaerobic is without oxygen. Now, during anaerobic respiration, there's another byproduct, which is lactic acid. Now, lactic acid builds up, and so does hydrogen ions much faster during anaerobic respiration. So what that does is it decreases the pH further, and then this can lead to acidosis. So there's a bit more information here if you follow these links in the PowerPoint about acidosis, just for you to read up on. So that moves us on to the main question: how is ventilation controlled? So there are three main mechanisms that the body uses. First one, lung stretch receptors, muscle proprioceptors, and central and peripheral chemoreceptors. So we're going to talk about each one of those individually. So we're actually going to start off with number 3. So central and peripheral chemoreceptors. What they do is they detect changes in carbon dioxide levels in the blood. Now, the central chemoreceptors are located in the medulla, which is part of the brainstem. Now, the peripheral chemoreceptors can be found in the aortic arch, which is this structure here. Now, what they do is they sense, as I already said, they sense changes in carbon dioxide levels, to increase ventilation. Next one, muscle proprioceptors. When we start exercising, our muscles are going to produce more carbon dioxide. So these proprioceptors within the muscles, they also send signals to the brain to increase the rate of ventilation to remove carbon dioxide faster. Finally, the lung stretch receptors. Now if you think about your lungs as like a balloon, every time we breathe in, they inflate. Now, we don't want to overinflate our lungs, just like we don't want to blow up a balloon too much because it can become damaged. So these stretch receptors, when the lungs are excessively stretched, it sends a signal to the brain, and that shortens inspiration. This helps protect the lungs, to stop them becoming overinflated. Now, this is known as the Herring-Breuer reflex. Now, the good news is you don't need to remember that name, but just a bit of additional information for you. So, some key takeaways from today's lesson. First one, ventilation increases as a direct result of increases in blood acidity. So what that means is a decrease in pH, more acidic blood. Secondly, this decrease in pH happens as a result of increased carbon dioxide levels. These increased carbon dioxide levels are sensed by the respiratory center, and what that does is it results in an increase in the rate, so how often we breathe in, and the depth of ventilation. So we take deeper breaths. Now that you've had a look at the video and the information, you can go back, play it again, pause it whenever you want, have a go at these exam questions, and hopefully we will be able to do them now that we've had a look at the video. Okay guys, good luck, and I will see you soon.